And this is the video on setting up linkpoint from Dan. Okay, and he's going to tell you right off the bat.
Setting up linkpoint for your IPC business is very simple to do. One thing that you do need to be aware of is that you must reside in the United States to use this service. If you're outside of the U.S., you cannot use the linkpoint service for the simple fact it's against their banking regulations.
Okay, so you heard it from the horse's mouth. Linkpoint is only for U.S.-based people. Certainly, many people coming into IPC are coming from other countries, but they're using AlertPay. Now, this is really important, what I want to cover with you. I mentioned a moment ago you may already have a linkpoint account. I'm adding this to what I said before because this is a really, really important point. Okay, you may have a linkpoint account from another opportunity, but that doesn't mean you can use that linkpoint account for IPC. Now, I personally have a linkpoint account from iBuzz Pro, and I can use my linkpoint account from iBuzz Pro with IPC, and let me tell you why. It depends on the category when you first apply for a linkpoint account. The category of business that iBuzz Pro is called computer software. The category of business for IPC is called computer software. If you have a linkpoint account through something that's like a travel program, like for example Global Resorts Network, you cannot use that same linkpoint account for IPC because it's from a different category of business. This is really, really important. You don't want to use a linkpoint account in the wrong way. You absolutely don't want to. Now, if you have a linkpoint account from, for example, EDC Gold. Well, EDC Gold, the classification of EDC Gold is computer software. And I think the same is true with Passport to Wealth and many other programs. So if you have a linkpoint account from an opportunity that is computer software and it's digital based, like say ebooks like Passport to Wealth or EDC Gold or one of those type programs, then you're fine. If you have a linkpoint account from say if you used one for a juice program or a travel program or something that is clearly not computer software, then you absolutely need to get a different linkpoint account. Now, if you're not active in those programs anymore, and if you don't plan on being active in those programs anymore, but you still have a linkpoint account, just cancel that linkpoint account and get another. And go through the linkpoint people here in the IPC program. I have discovered that not all linkpoint representatives are created equal in the sense that not all of them either know what they're doing, or if they do know what they're doing, some of them don't tell the truth. Okay? This linkpoint account through IPC is a good linkpoint account. The one through iBuzz Pro is a good linkpoint account. Okay? So if you're talking to linkpoint and they tell you you can't use the same linkpoint account with the program that you're working, you can't use it with your IPC if you're using it for something other than a computer software category of business, which you filled out when you filled out your linkpoint application, then they're right. Okay? But if you are using it for something like iBuzz Pro, or you are using it for something like EDC Gold, and they tell you that you can't use it for both, then they don't know what they're talking about. Okay? So, some cases linkpoint, depending on the time of day, if you call them, they're going to reach people. You're going to reach people that are in other countries. They don't necessarily know the right answers. But that's the long and the short of it right there. And I can use my linkpoint account I got through iBuzz Pro with as many programs as I want, as long as the category is computer software, which IPC is, and there are others as well. Okay? Please don't make the mistake of using your linkpoint account with a travel program along with something like IPC or iBuzz Pro, because it's not a good thing to do, and you don't want to do it. I'll just leave it like that.